first and used 4 pitchers out of the bullpen. Shut down the Padres, jump out to a 1-0 lead. Meanwhile, the NLDS continues today, starting with Game 2 between the Phillies and Braves, 4 Eastern on Fox. Then it's Padres-Dodgers, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, FS1, all streaming on the Fox Sports app. And directly following tonight's post-game show on FS1, don't miss the premiere of Jackie Robinson, Get to the Bag, new hip-hop documentary, executive produced by Dodgers superstar Mookie Betts, spotlighting the career of Jackie Robinson beyond baseball.
That's going to be awesome.
Excellent.
Yep.
And now, with the scores settled and the hot takes burned off, a committee of scholars, statisticians, and charlatans met at Nick's house to burn the midnight oil and deliver the best segment in sports television. It is time for Nick's Tears.
Thank you, Kevin Wildes. Wow, Kevin Wildes, I think, might have been using a teleprompter for the first time in the history of this show. That's how serious the tears are. We're also going to do them a little differently this week, but let's get right to them. All right, those who must not be named. These 5 teams don't matter. They just don't. Oh, wow, look at that. It's the 2 teams the Patriots have beaten. Okay, now. Okay, alive but uninteresting. These 6 teams, the Bears, are they really trying to run an offense from the 1940s? The Raiders have the worst record on this tier. They are the most interesting team, but they're off this week. The Broncos have a great defense and one of the worst offenses I've ever seen. The Falcons are just utterly and totally perplexing. The Saints are only interesting when Taysom Hill's involved. And then there's the Patriots, who are very good when they are playing the Lions or the Steelers and very bad when they're playing anybody else. All right, next tier, it's just the AFC South. I don't know what to say about the AFC South. Oh, you mean
that's
what?
Fair.
I didn't say anything.
I think that's good.
You have the Prince that was promised, who is going through some growing pains. You have the Titans, who, by the way, quietly, Derrick Henry looking a lot like Derrick Henry once again. And the Colts, who are 2-2-1, and one of those 2 wins came over. All right, nobody knows. Next group. Nobody knows what you're getting from any of these teams any given week. The Seahawks, is Geno the best quarterback in the NFC? Maybe. Do they have the worst defense in the NFC? Definitely. The Browns should be 5-0. But Jacoby Brissett, who's supposed to take care of the football, keeps throwing 4th quarter picks. The Cardinals are just a poorly coached mess. Yeah. The Rams can't block anybody. And the Jets are 3-2. Mm-hmm. And I live in New York. And I like Jets fans. And I think they're total frauds at 3-2. Next! QB away. I like everything about these teams. Except for their quarterback. Wow. The Dolphins' quarterback's hurt, and then there's a question mark. The Giants, the quarterback's Daniel Jones, and I know all my friends at the bodega, when are you going to give Daniel Jones credit? Probably never, guys. I got to be honest with you. It'll probably never happen. The Vikings, it's Greg's dark horse MVP, Kirk Cousins, and then there's the Packers, who they shouldn't be a quarterback away.
What? I got to stop the tears right here really quick.
Wow.
That is complete disrespect. Mm-hmm. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers, are you kidding me right now? A quarterback away, but let's see who you have. Who you haven't mentioned. You haven't mentioned the Chiefs. What do they have? Oh, he has Travis Kelce. Mm-hmm. You haven't mentioned the Bills, Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis. Yeah. You haven't mentioned the Eagles yet. You have A.J. Brown, and you have Devontae Smith. All of these teams that you haven't mentioned have a star. Mark Andrews with the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. You got the Chargers, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. Yeah. Everybody has a receiver. Everybody has that guy. He lost his guy, and you're saying they're a quarterback away?
Okay. I got 2.
Matter of fact, I got more for you. Can I get some help, please? Yeah. Can I get this full screen?
What, full screen? My tears. What happened to my tears?
Yeah, forget your tears.
Forget them.
When Aaron Rodgers was great, when he was awesome, when nobody was talking about, what he doesn't have. You see, from 08 to 11, who did he have? Yours truly. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I was one of those guys. I'm just going to tip my own cap right there. And then you had Jordy Nelson.
White light.
You had Jordy Nelson, a ghost, right? And then you had that guy that we saw play on Monday night, Devontae Adams, who is no longer there. Now you got Aaron Rodgers by himself trying to find ingredients.
Now I think he's got you, Nick. Which one would, of yourself, Jordy, or Devontae, was going to catch those passes that were batted down to lose the game against the Giants?
We wouldn't have got there.
No, I'm just curious.
Been there.
No, I'm just curious. Are you going to be out in the backfield diving for those? What's going to happen? Also, I have another question. you obviously know it way better than me, but when you were there, was Aaron making $50 million a year? I don't think so. When Devontae or Jordy was there? No, so it almost seems like, a guy took a big piece of the pie, and then someone's like, well, I guess I got to get my pie elsewhere. And it's like, oh, I miss him. I wish that guy were here. If we are being honest, Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. In 2022, through 5 weeks, one of the Packers' biggest problems has been lack of explosive plays in the passing game. Aaron Jones has been excellent. Defense has been good, not great, but good. The passing game's been the problem.
And you blame that on Aaron Rodgers?
Well,
oh my
heavy is
God.
the head that wears the crown and drinks the ayahuasca, my friend.
Wow.
Next!
Wow.
Back to the tier.
That was fun. That was good.
Impossible to trust. One major issue per team. Now, everyone with the Chargers, they're like, their issue's Brandon Staley. He's too nerdy. He goes with the numbers. Their issue is they're so hurt. The most injured team in the league. Everybody hates Brandon Staley. Oh, the kind of arrogant, smart guy. I empathize with you, Brandon. The Ravens. Banged up once again.
Arrogant.
And some bad luck again. And the Bengals, we know what the issue is. They really can't block anybody. Everybody gave the Bengals their flowers. Like, oh, you said we should take an offensive lineman. We're so much smarter. We took Jamar Chase, went to the Super Bowl. Hey, you kind of need the offensive lineman right now. I'm not going to lie to you. But when those teams are clicking, they look like they could win the Super Bowl. Speaking of Super Bowl defense, questionable offense is pretty self-explanatory. These three teams all have outstanding Super Bowl caliber defenses. I believe these are three of the four best defenses in football. I see Bruce's beautiful face on the screen. I think he's going to jump in here in a moment. But questions on the offense for all three of these teams that are pretty obvious as well. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, look, since Greg set the precedent, we can interrupt the tears now.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in, and Nick, I got to tell y'all a quick story. One of my favorite moments as a parent. My daughters are 24 now, but when they were little, I taught them how to ride bikes. And the day when they finally got it, where they could ride down the street by themselves, I felt so good. I had spent days trying to teach them how to ride a bike. I'm a quick teacher, and they were quick learners. But it felt so good. That's how I feel right now, Nick.
Why?
That is how I feel right now because I have been trying. I have been pouring into you that Jimmy G is a good quarterback and can lead them to the Super Bowl. And you finally believe because the San Francisco 49ers, I know you're not talking about just offense is questionable. You don't mean just the quarterback because Tom Brady's on that tier. So you could have put Jimmy G on the QB away tier, but you didn't because you believe because day after day, week after week, month after month, I have showed you this.
No.
Oh, and you mocked me, you ridiculed me. Oh, Bruce R, take that off the screen. It's bogus, this and that. And it got through. Yep. But I got to be honest, as much as I love this graphic, the one that really did it, I think, Nick, was this one. This is the one that did it because you couldn't deny it.
Okay.
He's up there with your guy. Okay. They're the only two on this level. Wow. No one else that did it. Okay. Oh, it feels so good, Nick. Welcome to the Jimmy G squad. Welcome.
Can I just remind the audience something? Because I don't even reply to that hogwash.
Open arms.
I picked the Niners to make the Super Bowl with essentially a rookie quarterback. The question for them is their passing game. There's no doubt about it. They have the best defense in football and the best running game in football. They would have to they'd have to have Russell Wilson at quarterback right now in order for them to be kneecapped that much in the passing game. All right, we'll move on. All right, we're now at the top of the tiers. The two best teams in football. This is the undefeated tier. Ooh. Neither of these teams have lost a game. They're on a Super Bowl collision course. They are so clearly far and away the two best teams in the league. Vegas says it. And it's really hard to imagine a team competing. Sorry.
Okay, here we go.
The committee's made a mistake.
Okay.
The Bills have lost? The Bills have lost the game? They're not undefeated? The Russian is cut, dare I say? I'm so confused by this. So then, there is one team left. The favorite underdogs. Because even though they're the favorites, you all know it, I know it, they have the best quarterback in the league. They have the best coach in the league. They have Do they have the best pass catcher in the league? I don't know. 4 touchdowns seems pretty good. They have the best home field advantage in the league. Carl Cheffers waking up in cold sweats thinking about those Arrowhead crowds all week long. Yeah, they're underdogs. Literal underdogs this week. They're the favorite underdogs, despite not being undefeated like the big bad Buffalo Bills.
It's a solid tiers this week, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Hobbs, our producer, came up to me like, Wilds, what do you want to do? You don't want to focus on the Titans? I said, I want to look at some Titan stats. He said, oh, do you want to do the Giants? I said, let me focus on the Giants.
You're NFC
I said,
East
you know what I want to do? I want to focus back on America's team, the New England Patriots.
What?
Don't, oh my goodness me, Greg. You know what's happening. First of all, and nobody wants to admit it, if you've got a pencil at home, put it behind your ear and buckle up. Matt Patricia is who we're talking about. Ooh, Matt Patricia's perfect plan. Ow, he played defense only. He doesn't know anything. You think? He sure knows how to win with Bailey Zappi. Can we see the graphic on how well Bailey Zappi has played? Now, maybe Bailey Zappi is just gifted, or maybe Matt Patricia has crafted up a game plan to lead us to 2 wins. 1 victory, 1 moral. Victory counts as 2 in my book. Then we go to the other side.
Last 2 weeks. Okay.
Well, last 2 weeks. That's
Yeah,
all.
no, that's fine.
It took him a while. It took him a while. Finally, keeping up with the Joneses. I talk a lot about Mac Jones. We got lots of Joneses on the Patriots. We've got Jack Jones. We've got Jonathan Jones. Next thing you know, wow, that defense sure does look good. And finally, everyone's like, Wilds, are you going to get a Bailey Zappi jersey? I'm not. Guess what's happening, Greg? Oh, the hoof is healing. Oh, the fast healer. He's out there eating tin cans in your yard. Anything. Hoof is healing up. In fact, he might come back this weekend against the Browns. Don't have to do too much. The Browns, you're just going to run all day on the Browns. Just run. A little revenge game for Belichick. So I just want the Patriots
here's
quietly move up, just like we did last year.
I have the Patriots
make the playoffs.
Back on the tiers for the first time all year.
Thank you.
I have them in alive but uninteresting. I will admit, I am interested in the Patriots as long as Zappum's playing quarterback. I like him. I like him. I'm telling you right now, I liked him at Western Kentucky.
You did not like him at Western Kentucky. That's not true.
What do you mean?
He went and studied all these Bailey Zappi stats just to troll me. Not even on TV.
It's not
He's
like
just
a lot
doing
of
it in the
stats.
meetings.
It's like, hey, who has threw the most touchdowns in the history of college football? Bailey Zappi. Who threw the most yards in the history of college football?
I like him.
It's Bailey Zappi. Who's going to replace Mac Jones for the wasteman of history? Bailey Zappi. So as long as he's there, Wilds, you and me.
Okay. Why we call him Baby Jimmy G? Is Draymond going to be